We have some investments. Some of you guys could, have some real estate, maybe some investment type plans, 401ks, things of that nature. But overall, the King of Coins, he he is the man you want financial advice from. This is your king. And also king, it doesn't matter, male, female, especially in this particular position, this can go either way. But the King of Coins, they are very good in the financial field. They're very good at mathematics and things of that nature. So if you ever have a business question, this is definitely the person you want to ask. So the King of Coins typically can be a banker, a broker, an entrepreneur, you know, broker, real estate agent, many different things. But, overall, entrepreneur, this king is about making those coins. He's about making that money. So it would seem you guys are pretty focused on your finances and how to make more. And some of you could be teaching others about how to advance financially as well. So people might be seeking you out for advice. Okay, yeah, this is not the best card here. Okay, this would be your circumstances card. So it definitely looks like you guys have dealt with a loss. Either you have dealt with an actual physical loss, or more than likely, you've been through a major transformation, or you are going through a major transformation. Perhaps some of you may have left a relationship, whether it be a romantic relationship, a marriage, or a friendship, or even a business partnership. But overall, there is an ending somewhere and a new beginning. So, time to leave something behind in the past and move forward. So, there is definitely something that you guys are having to let go of to move forward. Now, we will be clarifying the first three cards and then the sixth and the 10th, which this is near future and this is final outcome. So, yeah, we will be clarifying those. Now, this is our focus card. We have the sun in the reverse position. So, a lot of times when the sun comes up in the reverse position, especially in regards to relationships, you could pretty much be very frustrated and kind of be at that crossroads point of deciding, do I want to continue on or do I just want to, call it quits? Should I invest any more of my time, energy, and love into this, or should I just be done? And sometimes this can indicate that, you might have to, start over. You might have to go find another job. Overall, the sun reversed is about experiencing a delay in receiving what we want. So there is very much a delay here, but there doesn't have to be. I mean, sometimes it can't be avoided, sometimes it's unavoidable, but sometimes it can be avoided. Like if you happen to be at a crossroads in one of your relationships, by simply just making that choice, you can automatically bring this card to the upright position. Some of you may decide, I'm really going to make this work. I'm going to work on transforming my relationship. So, see, you don't necessarily have to end a relationship if this is your particular issue. You don't necessarily have to end it. It just may need to be transformed on some level. So the relationship itself would have to have a major change. Perhaps even some counseling could help, make that change. If that's something you're interested in. But overall, this is a delay in attaining something that we want. Now, this is our recent past or the energy that is leaving us. So some of you could still be in this energy, and some of you, this is fully in the past, okay? Here we have the Page of Cups, so this is receiving messages of love. This can also be receiving intuitive type of messages as well. But, this can also be someone that cares about us wanting to help us, so they reach out to us. This can also be, the start of a relationship, or this could just simply be, a family member or a friend, someone that we care about, who wants to help us out. Or maybe some of you have just been focusing on love. Okay. Here we have the present card, the here, the now energy, the present. We have the Hermit. So a lot of you are definitely going within for some introspection. You guys are definitely going in and trying to listen to that inner voice. And that's very good. If you're not doing that, you should definitely go within and listen to that inner voice, because we have all the answers to our questions. They're always within. We just have to quiet our minds and our, intrusive thoughts long enough to just listen. We always have the answers. Now, for some of you, this could indicate that perhaps you might seek out advice from someone that you trust. But either way, the Hermit is indicating that there will be good advice given. Whether you receive this advice through your own subconscious mind, your inner voice, or whether you receive this advice through, a friend or a family member, whomever it may be, it will be good advice. Now, for the near future, which could be, this energy could be 1 to 2 weeks away. Some of you could actually be going through this right now, and some of you could be at the very beginning stages of this unfolding. So, Seven of Swords, not the best energy. I'm just going to lay it out there. This can indicate deception. This can indicate unfaithfulness. This can indicate, someone literally robbing you. Whether it's of, money or material item. Sometimes it can even indicate plagiarism, where someone steals your work and then takes credit for it. But overall, this is a card of sneakiness. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. So, if you're not sneaking around, Libras, you need to take a look around to see who is. I swear this card is popping up in a lot of readings, so there seems to be a lot of sneakiness going on. So again, you definitely need to take a look and see who's sneaking around if it's not you. And you'll know. If you're sneaking around, then yeah. Let's hold on for the clarifying cards. I don't want to go too deep there right now. Okay. This is the position of your attitude, and here we have the Ace of Cups in the reverse position. So, this could indicate that there's definitely a rushing out of emotion taking place here when the Ace of Cups is in the reverse position. Sometimes this can indicate that you might just simply be bored and tired of the same old conditions, and you just have a desire for something or someone new. But that new star or new person's not coming right now at this moment. So, sometimes this can indicate, that you have a fear of starting over in a relationship. And sometimes this can indicate that you might have some insecurities, especially concerning someone new that may be in your life. They might cause you to feel a bit insecure. And sometimes this card can indicate that we may be just a bit preoccupied with our self, our issues. And some people may perceive that as we are acting selfishly, but it's not really that. It's just that's how people may perceive it. And for some of you, you just might have been hurt and you're just kind of closing your heart off because you don't want to get hurt again. Now, if you have just recently gotten into a relationship under this type of energy, you definitely want to be prepared as this, may be a very rocky beginning. It's not completely doom gloom, but it's going to be very slow and it could potentially be pretty rocky. And especially if someone is insecure or, you know, fearing, you know, giving their heart and trusting 100%. So, that can cause issues. And sometimes this can also indicate that maybe we're spiritually closing ourselves off. Maybe we're not listening to our inner voice. Okay, this is the card position of how other people see you. And we have the Two of Wands in the reverse position. So, in the upright position, we're definitely waiting on some results. We put something together, we put something in motion, and we are waiting to hear back results. And with the Two of Wands in the reverse position, this can definitely indicate disappointing news potentially coming through. This can also indicate that news that you're waiting on is delayed. So, and this can also indicate that you started something, you materialized it, you manifested it, you materialized it, but then when you're waiting for the results, it just doesn't seem to come through. And it's kind of like I'm back at square one. So for some of you, it can indicate that you may need to start over. For some of you, you may simply just need to step back from the situation, use the great reasoning ability that you guys have, and weigh the pros and cons. Is this worth it? Is this something I'm truly passionate about? Make sure this is something you really want. Because if it's something that you really want, you can apply enough focus, especially once you pull yourself back and look at it objectively. You can see what's going wrong and you can tweak a few things here and there, and then we can have this, upright and moving forward again. But, each person is different. Every Libra sun, moon, and rising is totally different. We all have our own journey. We all have our own different situations, and this is a reading for the masses. So, not everyone's got the same exact situation going on. Which is why I talk endlessly sometimes, because I'm just throwing many different options out there for everyone, because, everyone's path is different. And I like to, throw many details out there because something might resonate. Okay, hopes or fears position, so I'm definitely going to categorize this as a fear. Because the Page of Coins in the reverse position would definitely imply, that there is a delay in receiving a financial message or a message about, whether we passed an examination. This could be for school, college, a vocational type course, things of that nature. So, yeah, this would definitely indicate delays in receiving that news or disappointing news in regards to those matters. So, yeah, definitely seems like fear material to me. Now, for the final outcome card, we have the Queen of Wands. So, she is a Leo, but, you could be dealing with a Leo in your life. Or this could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Maybe you're dealing with one of those. Or, this could just be the energy. Anyhow, Queen of Wands. She is a mover, she is a shaker, she has a very, very dominant presence. So when she walks into the room, whether she wants the attention or not, it will be placed upon her. She just has a very dominant presence. And the Queen of Wands, she is absolutely amazing when it comes to creating. She's manifesting and creating new direction, a new path. So, this is where you guys are going to end up. You guys are going to end up deciding, look, I'm going to go in this new direction. I'm going to take this new path. So, there's definitely change coming. And it's going to be a positive change because it's one that you manifest. It's one that you create yourself. So you decide, look, I want something different, and you're going to go after it. Now, for the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Swords. So, King of Swords, he can be a very stern man, but he could be a counselor, a lawyer, a judge. Yeah. And he's very good, especially in litigation, because just like Libra, he takes both accounts into consideration and he weighs both sides of the issue. And he makes sure that he has all the information and he makes his decision based off of the facts for both parties concerned or whatever it may be. He weighs the options, and he comes to a very studied decision, excuse me. So, some of you could potentially be seeking out a counselor. Some of you could be seeking out legal advice, whether it be from a lawyer or a judge. Some of you may need to see a judge, especially if that happens to be a large theft. Yeah, so some of you may need to end up talking to someone that is Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Or this overall energy could just be you, where you guys are really taking stock of your life and you're using your good logic and reasoning ability and weighing things out, pros and cons, and just simply deciding, which direction do I want to go? But for those of you who might have to go into court with the King of Swords being in the upright position, that's definitely a positive, showing that, all of the information will be taken into account and the decision will be one that is fair. Okay, so we have our King of Coins, we clarify, and we have the Judgment card. So, this definitely indicates that there is a decision that you need to make. So, the Judgment card, this is about an awakening. Sometimes it could be something so simple that it's literally right in front of our face, but, then all of a sudden we're just like, aha, I can't believe that that's been right in front of my face and I didn't notice it all this time. And, I mean, it can be like that. But overall, there is a decision, there is a choice that you have to make. And this decision's probably going to have to do with your career, or your finances, or, an investment of some sort. So there's definitely a decision that you're going to have to make. Okay. And for our advice card, we have the moon. So, for the moon, some of you may feel that there is a big change coming your way. And if you feel that there is a big change coming your way, then you are absolutely correct. There is. Now, with the moon card, I'm definitely going to advise all of you to pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to your intuitions and your inner voice. Don't ignore your gut feeling right now, as it is very, very important. Follow your gut feeling. Also, do be careful. Sometimes when we are under the energy of the moon, sometimes this can exaggerate our emotions and give us a bit of an overactive imagination. But, this can lead to us, having a bit of an emotional outburst, making a mountain out of a molehill. kind of thing. But overall, this is definitely indicating that there is a big change coming. And then there's a very small warning of you do need to be careful of deceptions and, clandestine type of activities and things that happen at night. So, just do be careful. But my overall advice is definitely pay attention to your intuition because it will help you to make the right choice.